Hello.
Hello. Hey, Tiffany, how are you?
Hi, Joel. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. You're early, or you're waiting to pounce on the meeting and
My
see.
questions? Yeah, I have like a million questions.
All right, well, go ahead, shoot.
Okay. So, the first question is, I keep getting a lot of people telling me that they are, well, not a lot. I've gotten a couple of responses saying that they feel like I'm asking them questions, but I'm not giving them information about me. And I understand that, like building rapport is important. So they do have to know about me, but how can I include me without taking it to friend zone? You know what I mean? So that then they think I'm a friend versus a doctor or consultant.
Um, I I mean, I have to disagree, but why don't you, is it possible for you to share the screen? So here's the
Yeah.
thing, it's like nearly impossible for me to give feedback about messenger stuff
If you
without
haven't seen it, yes.
context. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like telling me, um I'm thinking of an analogy here. It's
Yeah.
kind of like telling me, hey, did you see this part in this movie? What do you think about this
Right.
movie?
Do you
Well,
think it's possible for me just to share my computer screen through my laptop?
it should be. Is there on the Zoom, is there should be a green button that says share screen? If it's
Oh,
not
well,
there.
I'm not on my laptop, I'm on my phone.
Oh,
So I was just
it
gonna
should be
flip it
possible
around
there
and
too.
see.
Are you on
I'm
the
sorry?
you should be able to do it there too.
Yeah, I'm gonna, oh, for my lap. Oh yeah, I'll just flip it around and see if you can see it. Oh, share content? I don't know. Should I
Mm,
hit that green button that says share content?
yeah, try that.
And then just open up my Facebook Messenger maybe?
Yeah, so well, first no, hit that and see if it shares the screen. I'll let you know if I see it.
That's fine. Okay, share content. Hmm. Hmm.
Still nothing.
Mm-mm. Share
It
content
lets me do it on
screen.
my, you're using the Zoom app, right?
Yeah, it's saying screen broadcast. Yeah, Zoom. Start. Oh, okay. Can you see it now? 3, 2, 1. Can you see it?
Yes, there you go.
Huh. Okay, now how do I get to Facebook?
Just,
Messenger.
yeah, there you
Okay.
go. So bring up Messenger there.
Okay, so this guy is trying to think the two that were asking me. One of them, I wrote both of them in my notes to you. Let me just peek so that I would remember who they were. Earl Polanka. Oops, wrong one. See, look at all these people I'm messaging.
Good. Excellent.
Earl Polanka. Okay, this is one of them.
Okay.
Do you want me just to start from the beginning of our
Yeah.
conversations?
Yeah. Because frame is everything. So it's
Yeah,
like if you start off on the wrong
exactly.
frame, it's possible that things fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So I had a Facebook group on famous entrepreneurs. That's what I meant to do. How's it go? Okay. Anything that's ask you I saw in the group. Give anything but the kind of thing. I can really use back this shade profile at the same time because it's also good. Um, can you scroll up just a little bit? Let me see what he
Oh,
said.
yeah.
Thanks for asking. On the group, I honestly couldn't think of anything. On faith I have for the business. I started a couple of years back. At the same time. So you want to definitely use the 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 messenger scripting as like a template, as kind of like a reference, but you never want to stick to it so much that
Mm,
you're not present in the conversation,
okay.
if that makes sense. Because
Hmm.
he had already mentioned that he started a business a few years back. Um,
Yeah.
and it was an emphasis about the faith that he had with his business. And
Hmm.
so for you to,
Well, I guess he told me about it, but it was so like surface. Like I just felt like it was so surface level, so I kind of wanted more
yeah,
details
and
about it.
it was, but it was just
Yeah.
it comes off as a little odd and scripted
Yeah.
if you're
So
like,
maybe I can say it
okay, so what
differently.
brings you to entrepreneurship? Well, I would have just taken what he said and went a little deeper with it. It's like, okay, cool, the faith you have in your way. Hey, what kind of business is that? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So get him deeper into his business. Okay.
Yeah, it shows that you're listening, and it's like,
But
uh,
it still gets him to go deeper.
it still gets
Okay.
them to go deeper, right? Every once in a while, be their own boss.
Okay.
Really, for me, I just want to keep doing what I love doing, so that I wouldn't end up having to. Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay.
You are, can you still see my screen?
Yeah,
Okay.
end up having to work at all. And by that I mean by trade being a business development professional. Any chance you know about offshore outsourcing? Well, I have a few resources that can help you with that. Can I ask you a few super quick questions so I can figure out what to send over? Um, um, I probably I wouldn't see this as a good fit. It sounds like any chance you know about offshore outsourcing, like I would have answered that. I said no. I would have been like, no, but why are you asking exactly? Blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. Because you still your avatar is a little tough because it's more like mindset.
Yeah.
Um, but
Well, usually people don't get to the mindset until the end of the questioning, you know.
yeah,
But
so
maybe should I change my questioning then to fit that better? Should
it
I
will
like, because
change over
I was
time.
actually thinking
Uh,
about like going to my other, like a couple of my competitors and see how they ask questions
Absolutely.
so that way I can apply that strategy.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, for it to be a little bit more like a mindset offer, um, I I probably would lean a little bit more towards the faith side of his
Mm-hmm.
business rather than like the technical.
Right.
Um, so
Entrepreneurship.
almost like it's like driving a
Yeah.
car. So you're trying to
Yeah.
steer the conversation in that direction.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Excuse me.
So true.
Ah, okay, absolutely. Ask away, please. He still accepted, which is good.
He
Um,
did.
Curious, what's your story? Why might you be trying out entrepreneurship? Started joining the workforce at an early age. Again, it feels like it was like it was like a little odd. See, the questioning would have been a little different by this time had you gone deeper into his business and what he was doing and such.
Right.
Because
Yes.
why might you
So
be
if I was
trying out
deeper in the beginning.
entrepreneurship feels more like a question for a total beginner that doesn't even they don't have any experience, but he does. He mentioned that he started a
Right.
few years back. Um, so that would have been a good talking point. Let's see. Started joining the workforce at an early age. Um, I can't read that last part. That can you scroll down a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Been a working student since junior high all the way up to a couple of college years. See, I didn't get to finish by getting a diploma. Tried a few conventional businesses with a little of experience, wisdom through the years. I found it very rewarding to be entrepreneurial, or at least with this business model that I'm on now. Life learned lessons taught me that owning and running a business require 100% plus more. I mean, if one goes for comfort zone and a steady paycheck, and nothing wrong with that, but to be an entrepreneur is a calling. It requires a certain level of maturity. Along comes with patience, persistence, perseverance. Fall 7 times, get back up 8. I know you know what I mean, but now you got me curious to see what makes you want to spend time to get to know me. Now, um, this is almost like a symptom of
Mm-hmm.
of the problem that we have so far, that it felt like you weren't being very present.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sounds like very generalized questions and
Mm.
not really specific to him and his situation.
Gotcha.
Um, it's really hard because, and we talked about this when we were making the offer. The offer feels very general, and it feels
Mm-hmm.
very, try not to take this the wrong way, or like a bad negative.
Mm-hmm.
It can be tweaked, it can be improved, where we need that measurable, where are they at now versus where are we going to take them. And I know you were like, well, they're going to be much happier, this and that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really, really difficult to run this kind of strategy without some kind of metric, if that
Right.
makes sense. He's 300 pounds right now. We know our program is designed to help him lose 50 pounds in the next 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
When we know that, the questioning gets so much easier. The answers we're looking for get so much easier.
Right.
So because it's a little bit more mindset, more um, it's it's harder to measure. Because of that, we don't know where we find an avatar, we find a lead, where are they at now versus, hey, we can guide them through this conversation, we know where we want to take them.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now it sounds like he's doing fine.
Right.
He's answering all this like, well, I have perseverance, persistence. I
Mm-hmm.
know you know what I'm talking about. So he almost kind of already sees you as an equal. He hasn't expressed any kind of pain so far. Um, and I think that, again, there's like a symptom of a few other things. The offer being one, and two being, it didn't sound like you were very present, and it didn't go deep enough into maybe uncovering any pain in there whatsoever, because he's in a faith-based group.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was any sense of him maybe struggling with his faith, maybe um, needing reassurance in his faith, or what is the current situation? Because right now he
Mm-hmm.
hasn't expressed anything to sound any bells in my head that say there's anything
Right.
wrong. There's nothing wrong. So now it's almost like chit chat, like, yeah, I'm doing great. So how about you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's kind of how the conversation is going. Um,
Yeah, that's how I feel too. This one's like, but other conversations did get deeper. So this is like, but this one, there's
yeah,
two of them that did not get deeper, but there
he's
are
just not a,
ones
he's not a
that,
good fit. He's not a good
yeah.
fit. And it's not that mindset is like, it's just not that your offer is a bad offer. I think it could be tweaked.
Mm-hmm.
And like we alluded to last time we talked about it, is find that key metric, because that's going
Yeah.
to really help. It's like a compass. You're sailing a
Mm-hmm.
boat, and we know, okay, we're going exactly here. It's not
Yeah.
so having a
So
positive.
here's one that went well. Can you read this too, so we can
Yeah,
compare
I'm
the
going to read it in a
differences?
second. So having, I'm in a mindset program right now, so this
Mm-hmm.
is a good subject. Um, I tell you, guys, I get coaches all the time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
normal for me.
Me too.
Yeah, coaching is like, courses, like, no, I don't want any of that. I get coaches, consultants, I get stuff like that to help me with my business, because I want hands-on help. I don't want
Same.
just going through videos and stuff. But I'm in a mindset program right now, and the big promise, they call it the big promise in the program, is like same thing. He's aiming towards business owners, right? And
Mm-hmm.
his promise is make 30K in a month, break that 30K ceiling within the next
Yeah.
days. So it's still a money-based offer, but the
Yeah.
problem is your mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I recognize that. So that's why I knew it was a good offer for me. It was like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you're probably getting in your own way.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably self-sabotaging. You're
Mm-hmm.
not meeting your goals. You're having imposter syndrome. You're having these
Mm-hmm.
mental problems, these mindset problems. My program is going to help you break those cycles, break those negative feedback loops, so that you can
Mm-hmm.
get to 30K a month. Ultimately, I want the 30K a month, but
Yeah.
his method of getting me there is, you need to fix your mindset. That's the real problem. So
Yeah.
all of his content is throwing stones at you. Don't need another program. You don't need another technique, another strategy, another this. You need your mindset fixed. Your mindset is
Hmm.
all warped. It's all wrong. And I saw some of that content. I said, well, he's right.
Yeah.
You know?
So one of like, so here's where I didn't like, where my feelings come behind that part. So I had a coach that I had hired who she did the same type of offer as he did. And she gave like, you know, have this much money in this many days, like similar to what I think she was saying, like 6 figures in this many days or something.
Mhm.
So she was doing the same type of um like offer that he was using, but in the end, nobody got that. So that was the part that I didn't like, you know, like the money, like nobody got the money. They got the mindset, but nobody got the money.
Mhm.
And I didn't need the mindset, I needed the money. So I didn't like, I just felt like in that aspect, she was talking about the money, and that's why I was drawn to it.
Mhm.
And I went to that program. But when she started teaching her program, it was all about mindset. And I don't need mindset. Like she was saying, like, oh, I'll teach you this, I'll show you how to make this much money. She didn't show us that. She showed us how to control our mind. Like, and I
Okay.
didn't need that. So
Okay.
that's like where I'm like,
That
I
that
didn't like
that
that.
that is a problem in her marketing, in my opinion. Is that should have been clear, because the guy that I have now, it's clear.
Well, I guess it was
Before I signed up
clear,
with him,
but
I knew
her
it was a
wording she
mindset.
was using was, yeah, her wording she was using was tricky. Like she's like, well, you need to work on your leadership. I'm like,
Mm.
okay. So I went to this leadership training that they're saying that I needed to do. And it was literally the worst training of my life
Oh my
because I don't need,
God.
it was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like they just literally tried to make everybody like their intention was to try to break everybody. Like it was like a basic training type of thing. They're trying to break every single person there. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything wrong. This
Mm.
is not like something I should be a part of. And I don't need to be broken down because I'm not doing the shitty things to people that these other people are doing to each other. I
Yeah.
don't do that shit. I don't put people down. I'm
Yeah.
not an asshole. I understand there's a lot of assholes out there. I'm not one of them. It
Yeah.
was just the weirdest freaking shit. But anyways,
Yeah.
long story short, I don't have mindset issues. I'm not an asshole. I'm not judgy. So like all the things she was teaching just did not fit me at all.
Mm. Mm.
So
Well,
that's where I get nervous about that part.
it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, you still learned a lot from that program. You learned what not to do. You learned how not to
Yeah.
treat people. You learned
Yeah.
how to be more
Yeah.
transparent, be honest.
Exactly.
That's still,
But
I
that's why I
feel
was
like,
saying that's why I had that feeling about being careful about how I'm taught. Like I don't want to promise a dollar amount to somebody if I'm working on mindset, you know, because if they don't get that dollar amount, then it's a false promise. You know what I mean?
yeah, it does. I was using him as an example. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be a dollar amount, but you still need to think of what is the
Measurable. Yeah.
tangible, measurable thing that's like, in this much time you're going to get this outcome. Because it's so much harder to not only be clear as when you're having conversations with people, but it's so much harder to sell when you get on your calls, because it's like, well, what am I going to get? You're going to
Hmm.
be happy. Well, I mean, I can go to the arcade and be happy. I mean, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? But
Yeah.
when it's tangible, when it's something like, um, you're gonna get 90% higher raise because you're more positive attitude. Doesn't really, whatever you want to,
Hmm.
but that's just something you wanna work on. And I've been through a lot of programs, like I just said. Yes, there's a lot of shitty programs.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You come to expect it after a while. Not all of them are, golden gooses. They're amazing. Um,
Hmm.
I've been duped, I've been
Hmm.
ripped off. I've been, and even still, I still keep a positive attitude about it, because you pay tuition for your future. I look at it like, okay, I paid
Yeah,
in
I
that
took all that.
program.
I took everything that I got. Like, so the whole reason why I even considered going to this mindset course is because I'm like, well, I like learning new ways of teaching the mindset. So that's why I was like, well, I can go to it and see how they're teaching the mindset.
Yeah.
But that's the way they were doing it was a nightmare. So I couldn't even, they wouldn't let me stay, and they wouldn't even let me finish the program if like I wasn't following like these like rules of like, you know, like where they try to break you. And I'm like, well, that's
Yeah.
not something I'm willing to do because my mental health is important to me. And I'm not going to let you try to bring down my mental health
Well,
in order to be a part of this program.
they've given you enemies. They've given you, so part of marketing is throwing stones at the enemy, confirming
Yeah.
suspicions. So there's a lot of other people out there just like you who've either been through those experiences with other programs or they fear being through those experiences. You can talk a lot about that in your content and what you post, and
Mm-hmm.
people will relate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like part of the marketing that this guy that I'm going through his program now, getting his coaching, and like I said, he's throwing stones at other business coaches who are like, they're going to
Mm-hmm.
teach you how to run ads. They're going to teach you all these other
Mm-hmm.
tactics. And I've been through a lot of those programs and still can't get the result. So when he's like, it's your mindset, I'm like, wow, that's really good
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah.
Even if I don't
It
get the
is.
result, I
Mm-hmm.
like the program so far, you know, and it has helped
Yeah.
me in a lot of aspects of my
Like the
life.
dollar result. Yeah. I know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
even if
Yeah.
I don't.
I
And
think
there's,
that's exactly what happens with Shanda. Like she gets a lot of people that are okay with that because
yeah,
they get like they get positive results from
yeah,
it. But then
yeah.
there's people like me that are furious because it's not at all what I wanted.
Yeah, yeah, just be
Like,
careful with if that's what you go with, if because you're aiming
yeah.
at business, you know, you're aiming at entrepreneurs, but your offer is mindset. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
tricky. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes you got to swallow your pride and go with what works, but for you and your sake and your morals, because you know, some of us can't be like that. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
I have
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
competitors in my space who
Yeah.
they go the extra mile. They straight up lie. You know, Cedric's here.
Right.
So they straight up tell you crap that's not true, and they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
They can sleep at night. I can't. I can't
Yeah.
do that. You know, I
So
still go
this
with what
this
works. I still talk about passive income and this and that, but I'd say it in a realistic way that I feel okay saying that stuff.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, so definitely still make it, you know, your own, make it something you can feel confident, you can feel good about. Um,
Yeah.
but always think of that line. Okay, I don't want to lie, I don't want to flat out say this and that, but how do I still come up with a big promise for the program where they're gonna go, oh, okay, it's clear for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are you showing me here? What's this?
This is my competitor. I just pulled
Okay.
her up. She's the one I'm gonna get. Like she's exactly the exact target. She
Mhm.
has like she's working with entrepreneurs or high achievers and working with mindset and to get their confidence and silence self-doubt. This is what she does, but
Mhm.
she's not actually a confident person. So I know that just from listening to her, it's just really strange the way like you can hear she's not confident when she's speaking, you know?
Yeah, it's weird. You were pulling
And she
something up
literally
there,
deals
and
with
it
like,
gave me some ideas as far as okay, measurable. It looked like she had a VSL there where it was like how to. Can you pull it up again real quick? I think you clicked something and it pulled up
oh,
the.
I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me get off and get back on again. Maybe that'll do it.
Oh, so it was like a pop up.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah, it was
pop-up.
like how to not care what people think. That's still measurable
Oh
because
yeah, yeah. That's a
to the
okay, so that
entrepreneur, a
was
lot of
a
people are like, "Oh, I'm scared to get on YouTube. I'm scared to do video."
yes.
There's that boundary where it's like I want to have this successful business, but all these negative self-limiting beliefs are flooding their mind, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
that's your avatar, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because it's like, you know, like you will get the success because you're getting in your own way. That's really what's happening. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's really what I mean. Um, that's true. I mean,
Yeah,
it's really what
it's
it is.
exactly it.
I
I'm writing this
didn't
down right now. So
I was the same way. I didn't do video for the first 7 months in my business. I didn't do content where it
yeah.
was my own personal stories. It was just like make money online, everybody,
Yeah,
and that's it. You know, it's
exactly.
so because I was scared. I was scared of
Yeah.
judgment. I was scared of people looking at me a certain
Mm-hmm.
way. I was scared of people saying negative things or attacking my
Yeah.
family or all these, you know, false fears and beliefs in my head that stopped me from
Mm.
moving forward.
Yeah, so true.
You know, so a lot of your content, a lot of your offer should be centered around that. Yours and your content, you know, the entrepreneurs out there looking, what's a way that I can make sure that I, you know, don't do video? Maybe I can just do blogging. It's like they're looking for
Mhm.
all these other options and it's like, listen, you have to do these things. Why? Because the reason there's a 1% is because they're willing to do what 99% of people are not willing to do.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
instead
Yeah.
instead of avoiding it and looking for all these push button things and like, let's work on your mindset so that you can stop getting in your own way. That's
Yeah.
really what the problem is. And it'll redirect their focus and say, wow, that really is what the problem is. I need to work on my mindset.
Yeah.
Now you have a powerful offer, and now you have something tangible. It's like, we work on your mindset, you're going to have this confidence where you can start bringing in this massive amounts of income. You don't need like an exact promise.
Yeah.
um
So you work on your mindset. Hold on.
yeah,
I'm just writing that right now. You work on your mindset where you can, I'm
there's a
taking
lot of
notes.
people like that in my audience. Like, you have
Yeah.
some in there already. I can give you
Yeah.
names. I've had calls with them where I'm like, well, why haven't you got started yet? Well, I'm just nervous to, you know, put
Yeah.
myself out there. It's like, for why?
It's so common. Yeah. It's
Yeah, it's
like,
very common,
it
very,
is.
very common. Yeah.
It blows my mind. Like,
And they will buy every tactic under the sun. They'll,
yeah.
like, you know, I put out anything. Oh, the, you know, the push a button and make money
Yeah.
masterclass, and they'll buy it, but they won't do
Yeah. Yeah.
anything with it because
Yeah.
because their mindset, because they're stopping themselves. Like, well, I'm nervous to do this and this. Like,
How did you describe the income that they would make? You said you work on your mindset where,
you start bringing in, you know, the income that you want. Doesn't even matter, because when you
yeah.
get on a call with them, that's a question you can ask them. Well, what kind of
Yeah.
income are you looking to make? Oh, I want to make, you know, 20 grand a month. They're like, well, what's holding you back? Why haven't
Mm-hmm.
you done that yet? Oh, well, you know, I've looked at this and I've looked at that and I don't know what to do and da, 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 and it's like, okay, would you be open to my suggestion? Oh, yeah, go ahead. Do you think it might be mindset?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a whole different focus. Now they're looking at, oh, well, yeah, I think, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right. You know, I have a lot of fear, you
Yeah.
know, and that's
Yeah.
it. Now your offer is very attractive because now it's like they've realized what the real problem is. They have all the
Mm-hmm.
how-to stuff in the world. They have, you know, at their arsenal. You know, it's like they have
Yeah. Yeah.
minds of multimillionaires in their heads. Like, I know exactly what to do. Why don't you do it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's scared. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
It's crazy the tricks their minds tell them.
Very much so.
It
It happens to
it
me.
blows my
It happens.
mind.
I just got a mindset coach, you know,
Yeah.
at my level. Like, it's, you still,
Everybody does it. Everyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it doesn't end. It doesn't stop. You always have to
No.
work on your own positive thinking, your confidence, your all that stuff is real. You know, I was reading
Mm-hmm.
an excerpt in Expert Secrets while I'm in this program. I talked to my coach about it. I said, wow, I've read Expert Secrets so many freaking times. And something jumped out at me today where he said, Russell Brunson said, you know, I still struggle with this title expert. He said, when
Mm-hmm.
people call me that, it feels like, who are they talking to? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
really weird, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that is so deep. It's so profound. This guy's
Mm-hmm.
like a, you know, 9-figure earner, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
Mm-hmm.
still like, I can't believe people
Yeah.
listen.
It does. It's
You
so
know?
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone,
It's that
everyone goes through it.
self-identity. It's really, really deep. Yeah.
That's why this Trisha lady, she's working with high achieve like athletes, sports, like
Mm.
professional what are the people that compete in the world Olympics, like professional Olympics. Like she
Yeah.
was actually she was in the running to be an Olympic competitor,
Mm.
but her mind got her out of it.
Mm.
So she, made herself think.
You see what that is? That's an origin story. And it's,
Mhm.
you know, she talks about her epiphany. And by doing that, I mean, you do that too in your content, your storytelling, your stuff like that. And then when people read it, they start thinking themselves like, oh yeah, that's my problem too. That's exactly,
Mhm.
you know, so that's all content is. It's like belief shifting stuff. You know, it's like,
Mhm.
think one thing, they see your content, now they're like, oh wow, okay, yeah,
Mhm.
that makes sense. Let me get on a call with Tiffany because
Yeah,
she's got it figured out. She's where I want to be. But
yeah,
yeah, I
definitely.
would just say that guy, it just wasn't a good fit. Number one,
Hmm.
maybe be a little bit more present. Um,
Yeah.
it's a good template to look at and to know the steps, but definitely be present still in the conversation. Still like, okay. And over time, you mentioned, should I change it? Yes, over time it will change. Over time,
Hmm.
you're going to start seeing patterns of what works, what doesn't work. That script that I have works for me in my business because over time I've changed it, I've updated it, I've added some new words.
Yeah. Hmm.
It will be personal to you eventually.
It seems like the last questions like are perfect, but maybe in the beginning
Yeah, yeah.
I can
Maybe it's
change it
gonna
up a
fit
little
your
bit.
avatar a little bit better to
Yeah.
going with other ideas. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe I can talk more about like mindset. Because like in here, she's like talking like this is her ready to learn how to double confidence and silence self-doubt. So at what point do I start saying like mindset type of things in my talks with
Probably in the transition phase, I would think.
transition? Okay.
Yeah,
So transition phase into mindset.
yeah.
Well, I guess they do that because in the transition phase, they're talking about what's holding them back. Like
Mhm.
that's when they start talking about
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah, they do. And I do get those
So
answers a lot of times. A lot of times I'm like, well, what do you think might be holding you back? And they'll say, oh, myself, or something
yeah,
akin to that, and to me, okay, they're saying mindset. That's basically what they're saying right there.
yes, yeah. Yeah, mindset, fear,
Yeah.
putting myself out there,
Mhm.
network, it's like a million things and it's all,
It
you
all
know,
comes back to
these
feet.
little mindset things.
Yeah,
Like it's just crazy.
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
had,
Other than that,
it's
you're
like,
doing good. You're getting an action. That's the main thing.
no,
You show you you pop that thing up, and there was all these conversations open, and I was like, oh, it's only a matter of time. This thing's gonna.
yeah,
It's only because
yeah,
right now you're testing, you're tweaking, you're making adjustments on the fly, and you see
yeah,
some of it. Some of it's working really well. Sometimes not so much.
yeah,
That's okay. It's gonna get
yeah.
better and
That's
better.
how you learn.
That's
Exactly.
how
That's
you
how you
learn.
learn
Yeah,
making adjustments.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Um,
Have you booked any calls yet? Has
I
anybody?
have two people that are waiting for me to schedule calls with them, but I just wanted to see, I wanted to ask you, that's my other question,
Mhm.
what I should use to make my phone calls because I just have my phone. What do you use to do
I
your
just use my
sales
phone.
calls?
I just use
Use
my
your
phone.
phone?
Yeah.
So you give them your phone number?
Yeah. If they call me back or text me or something or do something inappropriate, I just block them.
That's true.
There's a block
That
button on
is
the phone.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, what
That
are you
is,
doing? Why are you calling me in the middle of like me hanging out with my
yeah.
kids?
Yeah, there's some
It's like,
weirdos out
well,
there that, but
I've
that's
never
okay.
had that happen though. I've never had anybody, they understand this is, you don't
Your
just call me
business. Okay.
back on my line like that.
Okay. So
Uh,
then I'll just set up
There
a
is another
call.
option if you don't feel comfortable with that. There's an app called Burner or something like. There's a few apps like that you can
It's
actually have
okay. I'll just
a
use my
backup
phone
number.
for now. Set
Yeah,
up a call, and
like
then I could
yeah,
just block them
yeah,
if they get weird.
yeah, yeah. No, no, nobody's gonna do that unless they're just really strange, like really weird.
Yeah,
Like I've had some really weird people, but they're not that weird.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so set up call phone on my phone. Perfect. I'm gonna do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up my calls for tomorrow. I have two calls to set up.
Amazing, fantastic,
Oh
amazing.
yeah, okay, so questions for my call.
Mhm. Um. Okay, so I do
Do you
have
remember what your mindset person asked you?
my mindset person. What do you mean?
The coach that you signed up with?
That what they asked me?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about like on a call?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't need
Just
calls at
asking.
this point. I don't need convincing. Like I knew what the offer
You already
was.
knew.
I talked to him in Messenger. I was like, yeah, how much is it? Send me an invoice. That's it.
That's exactly how I felt with you. Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
exactly how I felt with you.
After
You're
you do
like
so
asking
many
me all
coaching
these
programs,
questions.
you don't really need a lot of convincing. I at this
Yeah,
point
same.
too, set like having someone, it's almost offensive because I'm really busy, and
Yes.
you'll have people like that who are like, it's almost offensive. We're like, would you like to schedule a call where we can talk for 45 minutes to an hour? No, how much is it? Let's
Yeah.
get going. I don't care about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They get the
Exactly.
gist of it and they're like, just send me the payment thing. Let's go. I got stuff to do.
Yeah. I was like, like you kept like asking all these questions. I'm like, I already knew that I wanted this, but
Yeah. Yeah, but in your case, I had no idea I think we might have spoke really briefly, and then you filled out a
It
survey.
was
So I
really
had no
brief.
idea where you were coming from. I was like doing
Yeah,
my due diligence a
it
little
was
bit.
extremely brief. Yeah, we had pretty
Yeah.
much no talking because I
Yeah.
knew,
And
I
you'll
already
get people
knew.
like that. You'll get people that just like, especially if they see a post or something that they,
Hmm.
resonate with, they'll just jump into your boat. They're just like, hey, let's get on a call. They're like,
And
who's this person?
it made so much more sense for me to work with like a smaller, like if you're working with Entra, it's just way too big. Like
Yeah.
they don't have time like this, like so like a smaller, like to work for me to this like one-on-one, like you were saying, your one-on-one coaching is so
Yeah.
important. Like this is so important to me to have this one-on-one interaction with
Oh,
you.
thank you. Yeah.
And I couldn't get that with Entra. So pretty much already knew.
Yeah.
But I just wanted, the one question I think I did want to know was, um, if you, when you said that you worked with other people
Mhm.
with Entra, from Entra, I'm like, what did they say? What is their reason? And you said that they went through that whole coaching program and still didn't know what to do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a true story. I think
Yeah.
you asked me that. You're like, well, what did they say about Entra? And I remember saying something like, well, they're in my program, so
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, what does that tell you?
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
like, why would they jump into another program if it's fantastic,
Yeah. 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 We had like the shortest conversations ever.
Yeah, you knew what you wanted. So we didn't, I
Yeah.
think it was like 20 minutes, it was like, okay, and that's how it'll be. Some people you'll need to go deep and dig a little bit, and other
Yeah.
people it's like when do we
Because
get
they
started?
have mind,
That's
yeah, it's because they have the
it.
mindset issues. Like the people who you have to go deep, like you have to get past the
Yeah,
mindset with them.
yeah, yeah, because they'll fight to hang on. People, there's 3 rules of sales calls. You probably have heard this before, so you have some sales experience, and it's number one, people want change. Number two, people are afraid to they're
Yeah.
afraid to move to the change, even though they want change, they're
Yes.
afraid to change. So it's like
So true.
this crazy conundrum, like how
It's
we're
so
human
weird.
beings and we want things new, like these new change things, but we're also afraid of those things. So number
Yeah.
3 is they will fight with their lives to stay where they are. So that's
Yeah.
really what sales
So
comes
true.
from. What is it, Greek or Latin? One of those things, and it means to serve. And what you're
Yes.
really doing when you're selling to somebody is you're helping them get the change that they want, because people want to
Yeah.
fight and stay where they are. No, what? I'll think about it. I got to pet
Yeah.
my dog, and I'm like, listen, Bob, when's
Yeah.
this gonna change, man? Like, when
So
is it? Oh,
true.
it'll change next year. No, it won't.
I know. I know.
Yeah,
Yes. They keep putting like, yeah, they'll do that too. They'll keep
yeah,
putting it off. Like,
yeah,
uh, change is not scary at all.
yeah.
Like, I don't understand that.
It's
To
it's
me, it's not scary.
it's not scary. It's a comfort. It's like where you're at is what is you know it. You're
Yeah.
comfortable there. It's why, for lack of a better analogy, it's why like women stay in abusive relationships. They don't want to be in it.
Mm,
They know it's a bad situation for them, but they're also used to it. They don't
yeah.
know what's on the other side. It's a mind game.
Interesting.
It's really, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a mental.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
so crazy. Like that change, that fear of change
yeah,
really
yeah.
screws
It's
with
like,
them.
well, I hate this situation, but I know it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's over there, so it's scary. Like,
Yeah.
over there is safety. Like, what do you mean? Get out of that relationship. It's
I
like,
know.
well,
I
but
actually had
still, they
that
don't know
happen
what
to
it's
me
like. Well,
once.
what if I'm alone? What if I don't know?
Yeah.
I can't help myself. Like, and they're beaten down. They're mental.
Yes.
You're nothing without
Yeah.
you're this, you're that. They really believe this is where I'm supposed to be. They're
Yes, it is. It's crazy. I actually had a woman who, she and I both have Huntington's disease.
mm,
And so she was talking to me like because of that, because I had that's when I was trying the nonprofit, and I was talking to her on, Facebook Messenger, and she was telling me that her husband was beating her.
mm,
And I'm like, and because of COVID, she can't leave and go anywhere. Like they don't have anywhere
wow.
where she can go. And I'm like, do you have, what about your parents? What about family? What about, and I literally just kept going and going and going until I helped her come up with an idea. And she's like, oh, this person. I'm like, okay, reach out to that person. let me know when you leave the house. Like I was literally walking her through over and everything because I'm like, you need to get yourself in a safe scenario. You like the stress alone with like that's not good for her disease at all. I'm like, you need to be in a healthy state, a healthy environment, and be away from this. That's not good for you. That's not good for your health, especially with Huntington's.
Yeah.
And so she was like, okay. And like she just listened to me and got out of that house and went to this other person's house after I walked her through it. But she did it.
Good.
She did it.
Cool. Well,
I didn't realize that was the reason
that had
behind
a
it.
happy ending.
Yeah,
Good.
she got out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess it's because I didn't settle for her to stay there. I kept going and going and going.
Yeah. All right, let me do you have any other questions before I see what is next on the agenda here? Do you have anything else? I'm working on finding the there's a chart here I have somewhere.
Yeah, that chart. Yeah, you're sending me that chart.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna work on those questions.
Where the hell did I put it? This computer has way too much stuff on it. Content. I'm positive it was. Oh, there it is. Found it. Okay.
Yay! Okay, so you're sending that to my messenger. Perfect.
It's actually in the chat right here.
Oh, let me find it.
You should be able to at least open it on your phone.
Okay.
Okay, let me go to Zinc. Are you there?
How do I get out of this like share thing? Oh, got it. Video. Clicked it.
Yeah, there you go.
Stop share.
Hi.
Yay.
Hello. How have you been? It's been a little while since you jumped on one of our calls here.
Yeah, at midnight, so it's
yeah, that's why I wanted to jump to you and make sure that you know, if you had to go or you were probably tired or something, that we could you know, get some questions.
I'm actually very sleepy.
Yeah, I apologize. As the group as the program grows, I'll probably look to get another coach and maybe another time slot where it may be more manageable for other people, you know. It's not everybody.
No, it's okay. I actually understand because it's time zones and the program is in America, so I can't fault you on that one.
Yeah.
No,
all right. What's that?
I sent you a question, remember? But I think I had a
I don't. I hope you can remind me. I get so many questions.
So I was having an issue with targeting. So I already have my avatar where I'm looking for people who are starting out and they're starting to actually experience the steep in affiliate marketing. Because most people, when they get into affiliate marketing, they look at it as this easy way of getting money. And then as we start learning all of these things, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then you see, okay, it's not milk and honey as everybody promised. So I was having a problem targeting those people, but I think it was today or yesterday evening where I had a breakthrough. Like, don't look at what people are commenting. There's a section where you see new people who just joined the group.
Yeah.
And it's not even people who just joined the group. When you look at that person, you'll see if they say they're already self-employed or they're already doing affiliate marketing, those are not your people because you're looking for people who are starting out. So I think I had 22 people that I invited today, and I had a conversation with about 5. One of them was a dad because it was a person who was already in affiliate marketing, just that his profile didn't show. But most of the people, one of them was like 2 weeks in. The other one is still trying to figure out even his niche. So he was telling me that he's thinking about going to gaming. And the one thing I realized most of the time, because I wasn't really talking to people, I was mostly looking to sell. But when I was talking to people today, so I was like, actually, I don't want to sell you anything, but I want to help you.
Mhm.
So I've actually gotten to that state where I'm just, you know what? Most people are looking for someone to listen to them. And then when they actually now trust your opinion, then they're going to say, hey, I think I need to buy a course or I need to buy a program. Can you recommend a coach for me? Things like that. I think that's the route I'm deciding to take. If I want quick sales and things like that, I'm going to go on Fiverr and hire someone to do ads for me, and then I'll get quick sales there. But on my organic traffic, I've decided that I'm going to create relationship, because the people I really talked to today, I actually got to understand them.
Mhm.
And I got something that I never got when I was starting out, somebody to listen, because I ended up buying a lot of courses. I bought everything that was there, trying to find something that was going to work. So that's where I am. So I actually had a lovely day chatting to people today.
You, if I remember right, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're promoting Builderall, am I correct?
No, ClickFunnels, OFA,
Okay.
and yes.
Okay. All right. Um, just wanted to make sure because that is those low ticket offers like that. Like it's once you get good at Messenger, keep doing what you're doing. I would implore you to like make have like a piece of paper next to you, put down leads, put down conversations, and start scratching off, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to have at least 30 leads every day. So sending friend requests, having new connections, and start at least also 30 conversations every day. What you'll notice is you'll start getting a lot of momentum. You'll start having a lot of conversations that are going in a positive direction. And now that you've discovered the one secret sauce that every affiliate, 99% of affiliates out there cannot seem to figure out, you do not sell first, you understand first. That's going to separate you from everybody else, and you're going to be able to build relationships, and people will choose to buy from you, not because you did something, tricked them or manipulated them or said something. Is like, it's because people value who they feel understood by. You took the time to understand them, understand their situation, empathize with them, and that is very, very valuable to people. Like you said, a lot of people, they're not used to someone listening to them. They're not used to someone asking them questions or what their opinion is or how they feel. They're not used to that. So it's very valuable. That's not just in affiliate marketing, that's in life. If you ask people questions and let them talk, they will value you a lot more. So that is the kind of like the assignment that I want to give you. Keep that momentum going. Have a 30 and 30 every single day. It should take you no more than maybe a half hour to an hour, something like that. If you do that every day, you're going to start getting a lot of sales. A lot.
Yes, so I that's what I realized, is that it's more than, because I actually got to talk to someone who was like 5 years into affiliate marketing. And we're chatting, like we had this long conversation, and he asked at the end, like, what were you trying to sell me? I'm like, I wasn't even trying to sell you anything. I was just creating a relationship with you. And it's like, know how annoying it is that you're 2 minutes into the conversation with someone and already they are pushing things onto you.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're still trying to understand, it's like, why are you selling me stocks?
Yeah.
Because I had someone last week selling me
Oh God,
stocks
not the
after I
stocks.
enlightened them.
Bitcoin.
He
Yeah.
even he's like, if you join Robinhood today, you
Oh
get 50.
God.
I'm like, oh my goodness. So, no, but I actually I had so much fun talking to people. It wasn't even like I was doing some form of job, but it's like an extension,
Yeah.
an extension to who you are.
Yeah.
So I think I really had a breakthrough today,
Have you
yesterday.
seen have you seen the training in a while? It's I'm updating it as we speak, so I'm transferring a few things over, but there's a messenger sales training in there where I walk through my own script. But you'll see that a lot of my strategy is not, so the frame of mind you want to come from is not, my job is to sell something. No, your job is
Yes.
to figure out if there's a sale already there. People love to buy stuff. They, go to the mall, go to the shops, go wherever you want to go. You will see a lot of people just buying stuff, like a lot of stupid stuff too. Useless, stupid stuff all the time. They love to buy stuff, but they don't like to be sold. So that's the difference. I love buying stuff. I hate to be sold. Nobody likes to be sold. They don't like, hey, have you checked this thing out? Go to it happens to my mall all the time. There's always these like little islands, people that are trying to sell their knickknacks, their t-shirts and stuff. Hey, this t-shirt would look really good on you. Come here and try it out. Like, no. But if I go to a store and I see a t-shirt I like, I might buy it. I'm making that decision on my own. No one is forcing me to buy that thing. That's what you're really doing when you're in Messenger, is you're trying to discover, is there a sale here to be made? Not my job is to sell. So all my language in Messenger is nothing but asking questions, relating to them, having a decent conversation. I've had conversations that flipped in the opposite direction where they were trying to pitch me, and then we connected, we had a few laughs, and the next thing I knew, I sold them something. And that's only because I didn't try to pitch them back. I just asked them a few questions and found out what they really needed, and then they went and bought it.
No, I think that's the principle that it's like, it was like my eyes got opened once I was talking, because I think I spoke to more than 6 people. I spoke to a lot of people today.
Good.
So
the more the better.
So when I was talking to them, like, I never felt the urge to say, oh, do you know about this program? Or do you want to do this? I actually just had that listen, give advice where you can. Don't promise people things, because that's the one thing. As I'm not sure, the lady who spoke before me about the promising that you're going to make this much money if you attend my program or if you buy what I'm selling. I didn't have an urge to do any of that, but just to listen and to say, hey, so if you're starting out, take your time, understand what you're doing, be confident with what you're actually willing to offer a person. Because the other guy, the one who said he's thinking of getting into gaming, he didn't even know what a niche was before he just, somebody sold him, it was Jonathan's course, 3-day something.
Yeah.
Breakthrough. Somebody sold him that, and he just started running with everything. He was creating funnels.
That's almost everybody.
So as I was talking to him, like, okay, even if you do have a funnel right now, you're paying every month for it. What are you selling from that funnel? Who are you selling to from that funnel? So I actually had more fun than just feeling like it's work.
But I those are good questions. Those parts are good questions. But once they say like, I don't know or something, that's the sale to be made. If that makes sense. What you don't want to do is you don't want to like give them free advice. Number one, they're not going to use it. Number two, you're going to lose a sale. So that's what you're really trying to do, is you're trying to figure out, is there a sale to be made? So if they say, well, no, I don't know what my niche is or who I'm selling to. Well, would you be open to possibly learning that? Would that help you? You see how I didn't sell anything? I'm asking them. So then they say, yeah, I'd be open to learning that. They're like, okay, well, are you a big reader? Do you like to read books? They're like, yeah, I like to read books. They're pretty good. Have you heard of .com secrets? Is that something you're familiar with? I mean, you're promoting ClickFunnels, so that's a product that could solve their problem. And since they said they're open to it, they gave you permission. It's all about permission. Don't just spew stuff. Hey, I know what you need. No. No, ask permission. Is it okay, or would you be open to my suggestion? Or Do I have your permission to kind of give you my opinion, or is that okay? Totally different. People love when you respect them and ask them permission. It's going to make your sales 100 million times better. 1 million times.
Thank
It's
you so
not even
much for
close.
that. That was just an addition that I needed, because it's, I think at some point I was just trying to gain the trust
Mhm.
also to a certain
It's
level.
good to do that.
Then
There's
yes,
levels, right? Before, maybe you were a little bit too salesy. Then you learned, okay, let me get away from that and let me start being more hands off, separate myself from the sales. It's less stressful, it's less painful, it's less pressure. I start gaining their trust. This seems to work a little better. Now there's a higher level. The higher level is you can do that as well. You can still build their trust. You can still empathize with them, have a good conversation, but you also are looking to figure out, is there a sale here to be made in the first place? Not forcing, not trying to manipulate, not trying to steer the conversation and trick them, or none of that stuff. It's really just having a regular conversation and, hey, maybe there's a sale here. Can I ask you, would you be willing to maybe make an investment if that something could solve your problem there? They're like, yeah, I'd be willing to make an event. They've given you permission. They've told you, yeah, I mean, if something could solve this problem here, I'd be willing to invest. I mean, how much are we talking? Well, I do have this thing here. It's click funnels, and what it does is this is do you think that might be appropriate? So yeah, let me check it out. Send the link. Your sales are going to be 1 million times higher converting because you're asking for permission, because you're asking if they're open, you're asking if it's okay, you're asking. People love that. They love it. And that's still building trust. That's still knowing, hey, you're not here to try to push something on them or scam them or make them feel pressure. You're asking them if it's okay. So that way the idea and the sale and buying comes from them, not from you. You see the difference there?
yes. Thank you so much for that, because I think that's the level I was lacking. Because
Mhm.
I was just gonna continue just having conversation, making friends
Mhm.
every
It's
way.
still good.
And
You
I
still
can,
you want to do that. Yeah. Sometimes there's
yes,
no sale, and sometimes it'll just end up being a friend. And sometimes later down the line, you'd be surprised you follow up with them and talk to them again. Hey, how are you doing? Later on, they have a problem that you can solve. Later on, oh
yes,
well, I'm running into this problem. But now because they trust you, they'll open up to you more.
yes. Thank you very much, Shovel.
Yeah, that's still important. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming out. Feel free. I mean, I know it's late. If you have more questions, we're here. We hopefully I want to hear good news from you. I want to hear lots of sales coming in. Keep doing what you're doing. Remember, 30 leads, 30 conversations. You'll start noticing, wow, I'm getting a lot of momentum. I'm getting a lot of people talking to me and sound interested. So it's going to be very good.
Yeah, I was actually afraid that I'm gonna have little time, because during the day I'm at work.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to balance as much as possible.
Yeah. If you have an hour is enough. Make about an hour for yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah. That should be plenty of time. An hour for sending friend requests, having conversations, you're done. That's the whole day. If you can fit that
Yes,
in, those are the two things that are going to move your business forward. Yes, you can make content. Yes, you can work on your group. Yes, but those are things in the background. Those aren't super important. Those aren't things that are going to generate sales. Um, how do I say? If you have time for those things, work on those things too. But the most important, if you have an hour every day, only those two things: starting conversation, sending friend requests. That's it.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
A
very
lot of
much.
times when I don't have time, that's all I do. All right. Well, you
It's understandable.
are you logging off, or are you going to stick around for a little?
I'm going to log off.
Okay. I know it's
It's
late
after
days.
midnight.
I appreciate you coming out. Have a good night. Get some rest.
Thank you so much, Joel.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
She's a senior in the program, but she hasn't been able to make it out for a while.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're gonna move to Mr. Cedric Wilson. How are you, Mr. Cedric Wilson?
Hey, how's everybody today?
How you doing, man?
Man, I reworking on the clarities, my my target market, because I have a tendency to start to going in all different directions, not knowing who I'm talking to.
Mhm.
And so I don't have much to talk about today. By Thursday, I should have that done and sent over to you.
Okay.
So you can look at it, and then we can get deeper into that.
Okay.
And so I just came in because every time I come to sit and listen, I get a lot of nuggets out of this. So
Yeah, that's
I've
like
got quite a few already.
I would actually rather have a one-on-one coaching only, but I know for a fact that the group sessions they give a lot of people real good value because of the fact that someone else might say something and it'll spark something in you and say, oh man, I didn't even think of that,
Right.
been in those situations, so I know there's a lot of value there.
See, one of the things is that for myself, coming from the network marketing industry, and then into the affiliate marketing industry, and how to separate that. And so I know that a lot of my answers will come like that 30 and 30, that talking to people and finding out the pain points, stuff like that, and then taking those pain points and turning it into some of my content.
Your mind with the 30 and 30, it sounds super simple, but what your mind is going to do is try to figure out anything else in the world to do. It's gonna tell you, no, you need to go off and build funnels, you need to go off and do this. That's what's gonna happen. I'm not telling you like it might happen. I'm not telling you you're bad if that happens. That's what's gonna happen.
Well,
I don't know
for
what
my
it is, but
for my because the gyms will open back up. LA Fitness, not far from my house, got the swimming pool open and so forth.
good.
I'm so out of shape.
That's part of business too, man. Get your
Right.
body right, your mind right, health.
But building up to the point where I was before the pandemic, that's how the approach I'm taking this business.
Mhm.
Because like last week, I went into the gym. I was there. I think I did 2 sets of bench presses, 2 sets of shoulders, and I swam 5 laps, and I got out of there and left.
Nice.
And
5 laps is that's.
And I was sore. I'm talking about. So doing something, just gradually getting, because I'm ADD.
Yeah.
And I'll take information and then if it gets overwhelming, I can't sleep at night. 4:35 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to think of something to offer people. And and one of the biggest things about this industry, the whole internet deal, is you talked about it in one of your trainings, is a digital detox. People need that, back to basic simplifications.
Yeah.
And coach, basically getting people, not telling them they need a coach.
Yeah.
They realize through the questions and the conversations, hey, I might need a coach.
Yeah.
So
the way I pitched the phone call is that we're gonna help you get clarity, because it's like that's the one thing that they realize. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, right? That's all they really know. They don't know if coaching is the answer, ads are the answer, a course is the answer. They have no idea what the answer is, because if they did, they wouldn't need you in the first place. But what they do know is they're not getting any results, and they don't know why. So would you think it might be appropriate if we set up a time to talk and maybe help you get some clarity, or help you get a strategy, help you get an idea of what might be happening here?
Right.
So yeah, sounds great. Okay, cool. That's it. They have no idea if it's going to be coaching. I don't even know if it's going to be coaching. Like, until they get on the call and we have a conversation, That's honest to God's truth. I have no idea what they're gonna end up investing in or not investing in. I have no idea what they're gonna do.
Right. And salespeople, they mess up everything.
Yeah.
That's the reason why people don't like to be sold.
Yeah. That's a true story. I go to the mall all the time, and like, you know, those people that are super pitchy and like really, hey, have you tried this thing? It's like, oh, but I'll buy the same thing in a store by myself, you know, because it was them. It was the way they came at me. It was very abrasive and there's a lot of pressure. Like, oh no, get away from me, you know.
Right.
It's not that I don't want to buy
my idea, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
If it's my idea, I'll buy it. If it's your idea, I don't want it, you know.
So always keep that in mind when it's your prospect's idea. They're gonna buy 100 times more than if it's you pitching them, telling them, "Hey, you know, I think you need coaching." It's like, no, I'm good, thank you.
Right.
You're trying to sell me something. Versus, well, what do you think might be the problem? I honestly, I don't know. I've been trying this for months. So what do you think? Well, I think that if it's okay with you, we can schedule a time to talk, or whole different story, because the idea is coming from them now. Now they're agreeing, they're nodding their head like, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let's try that.
Right. And I heard this yesterday. They said you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah.
But on the way to the water, you can put some salt into their oats. And by the time they get to the water, I'm thirsty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a good analogy, because that's essentially what's happening, right? Like they're in a lot of pain, and by the time they get to the call and they start talking about their pain, they kind of realize, like, I need to get the hell out of this pain. Like, what do you got? What's going on here? So yeah, that's kind of
I'm good till next time. I'm good till next time.
Yeah. All right, let's get to Mr. Devin Ogden before we head out of here, because poor guy, he's coming in a little late. I'm a little late getting to you, so I apologize for that. Oh, your sound is not working again. Your sound is not coming in.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, there you are.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Well, Cedric. Yeah, things are I think the thing that I'm running into is that I'm spending time on my business. I'm just not getting to the sales part of it. You know, I'm not doing funnels, so I'm not doing that, but I'm finding other things to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like I said.
Didn't I just say that to Cedric? Your mind will figure out other stuff to do other than get leads, talk to them, and get the sale. That's
you
it.
Know. And then I find myself in my free time that I do have when I'm not at my day job, and I'm doing things like washing clothes and cleaning the kitchen, and it's like I hate doing that stuff. But I'm doing that instead of doing the sales stuff. So yeah, I gotta get over some of that stuff. But,
did I ever, hold on, let me see if I can find this guy, because this is a really good case study I like to use with this, to kind of use him as an example. Let's see. I don't know if I'll be able to find him. Bastion, it's something like that. Nope. Let's see if he pops up.
Yeah, so I'm just finding there's just way too many distractions everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the limited time that I have to be able to focus on doing this, and I get too distracted, especially when I just took this little trip out to DC for 5 days and came back, and it's just been really hard to get back into the groove of things.
Yeah. Quickly, Joel, who was the name of that guy that you recommended, that podcast that helped you minimize the distractions? What was his name? Because he's great.
Sam Ovens?
Sam, yes.
Okay,
Devin,
yeah.
you should watch him.
He
has amazing.
He's the
content.
consultant's consultant. That he's like he's your favorite guru's favorite guru. Like he's with.
Yes.
And
that was good.
I would say
loved
that
it.
I was going through his program, Up Level Consulting, was the turning point in my business, because it was like, wow. Like, you want to talk about a good program. He is big on simplification, focus, mindset. He's absolutely amazing. Absolutely, he's incredible.
Yes, Devin, he'll help you so much with those distractions. Like I listened to it once and like I have not had a distraction since.
Cool.
He uses a lot of models, a lot of tools to explain. I love the one where he used these big Legos, these giant oversized Legos. Okay.
Yes.
And did you see that one?
Yeah, that's what I was watching.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
Unbelievable. So he was talking about he stacked 3 of these big brick Legos on top of each other, right? And he said the bottom one is mindset. I think it was the second one was strategy, it was strategy, and then the top one was tactics. He said what a lot of people do is they get into business, and he took out the bottom one. He removed it. He said they focus on the strategies and the tactics, but he put the mindset back underneath, and he said, but the mindset is the foundation. Everything is built upon the mindset. If this is screwed up, none of this other stuff on top of it means anything.
Yeah.
And it was like an epiphany, like, oh my God.
Yes.
I know tactics and strategies out the wazoo, but for whatever reason, I can't put it all together.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm expressing to you guys, expressing to Devin, is like, yes, your mind will find other stuff to do. And sometimes it's a fear of success. Sometimes this is what's going to get me the result. And then you avoid it because it's like, well, who will I be when I start making all these sales and 10,000 a month and beyond? It's like, it's still change. Remember, people want change, but change is scary. So they'll fight to stay where they're at.
Yeah, so true.
So my goal is to have to get 4 properties under management this month, and I'm not doing so well. But then I've got to get
in a week.
On my goal.
Yes.
And then I've got a plan. We're going to Hawaii. I'm going to be there for 5 days, which is awesome. I haven't been back to Hawaii since I graduated college. That's where I went to college. So I can't wait to go back. But it's going this month, and now I'm like, oh dang, how am I going to reach my goal of getting 4 new properties under management? I don't know. So I'm going to have to really bust some butt. And
I'm going to give you the same assignment I gave Zinc, which is get 30 leads per day, start 30 conversations per day. Really, like, have the little scratch off like I have right here, little stuff. Like checklist. Every time, I send a friend request, that's 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 30. Every time I start a conversation, even if it's a follow-up, even if it's opening a conversation back up with somebody who seems like they might be interested, that's 1. Because those are the 2 metrics that are going to move your business forward. Everything else is busybody stuff. It's a distraction. It's, we can always hire people to do all that stuff later on, but we have to get
that's a good point. Because that's really is what I'm getting involved in, is when my time that I do have available, I am spending a lot of it on doing operational type stuff, right? So I have my Airbnb property that I have in DC, and I was just out there and I got it all. I had to buy all new linens and towels and all the kind of stuff to get it all set up. So for the new cleaners to come in, new cleaners working out wonderfully, by the way, but I've been spending a lot of time on the operational aspect of it. Then I have guests coming in, they're contacting me, and I have a lot of stuff automated, but they're contacting me like, oh, the keys don't work on the door. I can't get the lockbox open. And so I'm spending time. These are urgent things. They're not important. They're just urgent. And that's distracting me from focusing on the things that are most important. So I'm going to do that tally list that you indicate there. Get 30 friend requests. And start meeting these people and get these contracts going.
Yeah, because cash flow is the lifeblood of your business. You're bringing in cash flow. You can delegate a lot of these operational things, like you said, and focus on the bottom line. It's like every business is a sales business. I don't care if you're like selling candy or affiliate marketing or mindset coaching. It doesn't matter what the hell you're selling. It's still a sales business. There's still needs.
Well, and that's the thing too, is once I get a few more sales, if I get just 4 more this month, then I can justify hiring a virtual assistant to handle all the guest communications. And then I can just turn that over to the virtual assistant.
And imagine how much income you could make then. Now your time is more freed up.
Focus all my time on just doing the sales. I don't have to do operational stuff.
I'm working on, I had a closer before, it didn't work out. I didn't like the way they were doing it, but I'm hiring a closer that's going to cost more, but is able to close at a 50% rate guaranteed. That's what they say.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, I'll hire you. You handle all the phone calls. And then I'm in Messenger all day. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to send you 50 calls a day. Can you handle them? Yes. Okay, good. Then we're moving a lot faster. I think there's an old adage that says, I can move faster on my own, but we can move further together. Right. And that's a business. It's a team sport. So try not to do everything yourself. Focus on that bottom line, those transactions, the sales, and then use that cash flow to build out your team.
Excellent.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I've got to get there. I've got to get past this awkward stage right now. But as soon as I get 4 more properties under management, I can get that virtual assistant. And it's just getting there, getting these first 4 properties, you know.
So let's go.
They have virtual assistants in the Philippines for $4 an hour. Have you heard of them? Yeah, they're amazing.
There's a couple of different places you can find like Upwork and Fiverr and things like that. And they just are so inexpensive, and they're like experienced. You can find people that are, you know, they've been doing guest communications for Airbnbs for years. And they only charge like $4 or $5 an hour. So
it's amazing.
That's a lot for them.
I know it is a lot
they have like multiple master's degrees and stuff, and they still make $4 an hour. And they're like, wow, I'm rich. You know, it's
yeah,
$4 an hour. That's what I made in college back in the 80s.
All right. Well, if there is no further questions, you guys know it's all about that bottom line. Get the 30 and 30. I'm doing it myself. You know, I tell you all the time, I'm not going to tell you to do stuff I don't do myself, because there's a lot of gurus that do that. I've been through those programs that tell you the opposite of what they do. Buy these solo ads, but you don't buy solo ads. But you do it. They're like, wait a minute. Why are you telling me to do something you don't do? No, I'm going to always tell you to do the same things that I do, because I know they're getting results. I do 30 and 30. That's all I do. You know.
Hey, what's the name of that person you recommended again?
Sam Ovens.
Sam Ovens. Evans or Ovens?
Ovens.
Ovens.
Spelled like
Ovens.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's amazing. All of his content is amazing.
He's very amazing.
All right. And I can just look him up on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, he has a YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay.
His YouTube channel, he gives away more free stuff than programs I've paid 15 grand for. Like, I'm not lying. I'm like, wow, I got more out of this guy's YouTube channel than that whole program. He's incredible. Yeah, he's amazing. All right, guys. Well, you guys, I'm gonna let you go and shut this down for the night. I will see you.
Thank you, Joel.
Yeah, everybody.
Good luck, everyone.
Bye, Devin.
Thanks. Bye.